On April 12th of 1861, when the Battle of Fort Sumter was taking place, the citizens of Stewart County, Tennessee, they felt safe because the war was taking place hundreds of miles from their home. Less than a year later, on February 6th of 1862, first came the Battle of Fort Henry, then the Battle of Fort Donelson. Their homes were being invaded. Stewart County now knows what war is all about. And their lives will be altered for generations to come. Hi, I'm Rick Revel, author of In the Hills of Tennessee, and I've been asked by Stewart County Tourism to give you a quick tour of the Fort Donelson National Battlefield. On February 14th of 1862, Admiral Foote's gunboats attacked Fort Donelson, and they were hoping for a quick victory. When the Confederate artillerymen opened up, they exchanged iron valentines with the enemy for well over an hour. Receiving heavy damage, the Union gunboats would retreat down the Cumberland River. When you come to Fort Donelson, you'll get a chance to stand on the very spot where those soldiers stood, and you get a chance to glance down the river where those Union gunboats retreated. This little building is a replica of what the soldiers would live in. It's called a shanty. There was hundreds of them scattered across the hillsides here at Fort Donelson. Tiny structure like this, it would hold anywhere from 2 to 4 men. Life of a soldier, it was hard. And here at Fort Donelson, it was deadly. This is a 6-pound Napoleon, a smoothbore. It's sitting in a position where Porter's battery would sit. During the Battle of Fort Donelson, Porter's battery saw a lot of action. It's positioned at a place called the outer works or the earthworks, rifle pits, parapets. This was the outer protection for Fort Donelson. It is said by some, when they come here in the still of the night, when things get real quiet, it is said that you can hear the voices of those soldiers and the artillerymen shouting out the orders. Sometimes you can even hear the gunfire in the distance. I've heard historians say that the Battle of Fort Donelson is where the Union Army won the Civil War. Just took another 3 years to convince the Confederates of that. Standing here on the front porch of the Dover Inn and Tavern, or better known as the Surrender House. This is where General Simon Buckner would surrender to his old West Point friend, General Ulysses S. Grant. When you come here to Fort Donelson, you'll get a chance to walk in the very same footprints of a future president, President Ulysses S. Grant. The National Cemetery at Fort Donelson has been here since 1867, and it's the final resting place of heroes of yesteryear. If you'd like to come and pay your respects, or come to learn more about American history, your history, come to our neck of the woods. Come to Stewart County, where history is alive and well.